For the first time, Governor Kathy Hochul addressing the July 4th violence in Albany. She says keeping the city streets safe is personal to her. One reason why the state has allocated $1 million to the police department, as we know. At the same time, the governor also addressing recent calls to amend raise the age legislation, which the governor seems pretty open to right now.
If there's conversations about raise the age, the legislative session is the time to do that.
That legislative session begins in January, but Albany officials are talking about raise the age now.
Let's clarify what raise the age is, which is a bill that raised the age of criminal responsibility, and it separated children from adults, making sure that children were not placed in the same location as adults in incarcerative settings. I think there's this misconception right now that I see a lot that if a child commits, let's say, a violent crime like murder, that they're able to get off scot-free, and that is just not the case.
The funding mechanism is one of the biggest issues on the radar of lawmakers, as comptroller data from May shows that of the $1.7 billion appropriated to help implementation, just $650 million or so has been spent. Counties tell us they're hamstrung by restrictions and guidelines, and now there's legislation to change that framework.
That is a bill I'm a co-sponsor of. I fully support the idea of giving direct grants as opposed to reimbursable grants. The money is there. We just need it out the door and at the street level.
That is a concept supported by Governor Hochul.
I also believe that the money that we've allocated for programs as alternatives have not gotten out fast enough to groups. I want to make sure that we're using that money, those resources.
Beyond the funding mechanism, the governor says she will be entertaining conversations on every topic related to criminal justice, and specifically for Raise the Age, Albany Police Chief Brendan Cox told us he thinks there's an issue in the language, too.
The process of how the case can either stay with the district attorney or go to family court, that is one of the things that we need to look at and we need to try to fix. I'm not saying every case needs to stay with the district attorney. I think there are times when a case is appropriate to go back to family court. But I think we're seeing far too often cases automatically be sent back to family court.
Now, as these proposals continue, justice reform advocates have pushed lawmakers to not use these reforms as excuses or reasons to point fingers. Instead, find ways to solve the root causes of juvenile crime. More